Hello everybody. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. It's been a while since I've done a soft-spoken, so thought we could do that today. And I wanted to show you some of the Christmas gifts that I received this year. So let's just jump right into it. Alright, so the first item is an incredible luxury item that my parents gave me. And I was so excited because I've been wanting it for so long, but I could never justify the purchase to myself, and that is not store brand olive oil. I know that introduction was a little tongue-in-cheek, but in all honesty, I was extremely excited to receive this olive oil. It is Lucchini. I guess it's Argentinian, so maybe it's pronounced Lucchini. I'm not sure. Okay, I guess it is Lucchini because on the back it says, "A celebration of the vibrant Italian-inspired culture found in Argentina, Lucchini extra virgin olive oil is the perfect oil for everyday culinary needs. Grown on select estates in the Andean foothills, the olives are picked and crushed within hours, producing a taste profile that is very fresh and mildly green." In all seriousness, this was very exciting to me. That's just who I am as a person. If you watched my Christmas gifts last year, I was very excited about a jar of pickled jalapeno peppers. I did not get those this year, but I did get a couple bottles of this, which I was very excited for. So, right, on to the next gift. This is a very luxury wine. It's extremely expensive. I think it's something like $6 at Trader Joe's. But it's one of my favorite dinner wines. My two favorite wines are Vino Verde and Tempranillo. And my parents got me both Vino Verde and Tempranillo this year. Very exciting. I love the crisp freshness of Vino Verde, and I like that it's not too sweet. I know a lot of people like Riesling, Chardonnay. Those are a bit too sweet for me. I'm more of a Sauvignon Blanc, Vino Verde girl. I love a crispy tasting wine. And my parents are both avid drinkers of wine and liquor, so they got me this Cheap and Cheerful Friend, which, again, it sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but I do really love gifts like this because I don't always buy myself wine, just because it's, in general, not an expense that I find extremely important, but I do love it as a little treat with dinner, so very excited to drink this. My parents also got me this Spanish Quarter Cab Sauv Tempranillo blend. I really like Tempranillo because it is, you get a little bit of that rich dryness from a French red wine, but it doesn't quite suck all the moisture out of your mouth. So very interested to try this blend. I've never had a blend of Cab Sauv and Tempranillo before. My parents also got me this bottle of Faustino Tempranillo. I, in general, enjoy a wider variety of white wines than red wines, but I have yet to meet a Tempranillo I didn't like, so I haven't tried any of these wines. Well, Casal Garcia I drink on a regular basis, but I haven't tried any of these reds, so yeah, very excited to try these. I'm making veal in the coming days, so I think I'll have a glass of this Faustino with the veal. And the last bottle of wine that my parents got me was my favorite sparkling wine, and this is Veuve de Vernay. I love this wine so much. It's my favorite sort of celebratory bubbly wine. I really love the finish of this. It's not too acidic. I'll say it's very easy to drink. There are many Christmases and New Year's where I got a little too merry on one of these guys, but if you like Prosecco, if you're not a real big fan of the oakier kind of champagnes and you like something that's a little lighter, then I would try the Veuve de Vernay. I find it's similar-ish to La Marca Prosecco. It's a little bit richer in flavor, and so I prefer it a little bit more, but I like Prosecco for mixing with other things and Veuve to drink on its own. My parents also got me a bottle of Woodford Reserve and a bottle of Patron tequila. I promise I don't have a drinking problem. I like, a little cocktail. I like a little glass of wine, but always I recommend drinking in moderation. My parents happen to love drinking a lot. My parents also got me this little bag of Lindt truffles. Their birthday cake flavor. And my dad said he got this for me because I always used to get cake batter flavored things when I was growing up. That was one of my favorite flavors. It almost made me a little emotional. Now that I'm in my 30s, it's little things like that I still love cake batter flavored things. I still love birthday cake flavored things. And I don't know, it's that little connection to my younger self that, parents never forget those little things. I haven't cracked into these yet, so let's give one a try. It's white chocolate, so it's incredibly sweet. I actually love the flavor. If you like that very kind of artificial vanilla birthday cake flavor, you'll love this. If you don't really like artificially kind of vanilla things, I think you'll hate it. My dad got me these Carmex mini lip balms, and the reason why he got me these made me laugh because I told him that one of my most popular videos on my channel was me talking about lip balm. I've never seen my dad wear lip balm in my entire life, so he told me he went into Walgreens and asked the girl working what her favorite lip balm was, and she said the Carmex, so he bought me a whole pack of these minis for me to try, and I just it's those little things that bring a smile to my face. My love language for sure is gifts, and I know that sounds very materialistic, but it's little gifts like this that I truly love. Something small, seemingly insignificant, but reminds you of the person that you're giving it to, and some real thought went into this. from my perspective anyway, maybe, other people would not be happy with this gift. But every time I use these little lip balms now, I smile and I think of my dad. And to me, that's why things like this are so meaningful. My parents also gave me this absolutely huge jar of local honey. Adore this. This is, I think, some sort of I don't exactly know what it's called, but it's a richer, kind of more like molasses profile, so very interested to see how this will taste in tea. They also gave me this absolutely ginormous container of local maple syrup. I grew up in an area that is pretty prevalent for maple syrup making in the United States, and so I love the local syrup so much. I personally know the family that produced this maple syrup, so it, living far from home now makes me smile and think of where I grew up. So one of my aunts, or who I call my aunt, she's not really my aunt, she is my brother's godmother, but is a very, very close family friend. She got me 2 amazing gifts. One was this Gold Bond hand cream, because I mentioned to her that I struggle with eczema. I have really dry hands, and if you see some of my other videos, my cuticles are cracking. There's dry, flaky, nasty skin all over my hands, and you guys have been so sweet and recommending me hand creams. And so she got me this hand cream, and I will say, this Gold Bond hand cream, I've been using it since I got it on Christmas, and it really has significantly helped. Better than Working Hands, better than Nivea, better than Vaseline brand. This is the quickest working hand cream I've ever used in my life. It's a Gold Bond Healing Hand Cream, and I don't know what it is about this hand cream. On the back there's some, marketing rhetoric about positive ions that keep the moisture attached to your skin. I have no idea about that. What I do know is that in just a few days of me using this, the dry skin, particularly on my right thumb, that is always peeling, nasty, hurting, cracked, it has seriously significantly improved after only a few days of using this. Long term, I'm not sure if I stop using this, if that the healed skin will continue to be healthy. But just from first impressions, I would buy this over Working Hands. I've gone through 3 or 4 bottles of Working Hands. I use hand cream so much, and I swear this is up there with the Lisa Eldridge highlighter, okay? For my favorite products ever. Seriously life-changing for me. The other item that my aunt got me is this mason jar vacuum sealer for one specific purpose. So, I am Korean, and I go through garlic like nobody's business, so I buy those huge containers of peeled garlic cloves, because I use it in absolutely everything, and I need 50 or 60 cloves if I make kimchi. But sometimes the too much moisture gets in there and they go bad really quickly if I don't use them very fast. So my aunt got me this mason jar vacuum sealer, and I don't know if you can use it for canning. I don't mess with canning because botulism is real and I just don't trust myself to can things properly. But this has been great for those garlic cloves. So I put them in a huge mason jar and then I use this on the top, and it really extends the life of the cloves. So I love this. And my aunt, my mom's sister, gave me 2 incredible vintage bags. These were hers in the 70s. I have older boomer parents, so my parents and my parents and their siblings were in their 20s in the 70s. And how amazing is this rattan purse. It has a little handle, and I love the structure of this bag. I love that it's not your typical rattan straw bag. Those are either looking exactly like baskets or are very floppy, which, you know, I like some of those, but this is such a gem. I absolutely adore the clasp detail, and you know, there's a little bit of contrast stitching at the top. It is such a special item, and it doesn't feel too delicate. And the inside is lined. Love the red for the lining. It's such a fun pop of color. It has an attached chain that you can either, you know, have out to wear the bag as a messenger bag or pop it inside. Is this vintage Fiorucci acrylic magazine clutch. And there's, you know, some little bits of wear and tear on it that I am going to need to fix that before I actually use it. But this is so amazing to me. There's also just an extra layer of sentiment with this bag because my aunt actually used this bag in the 70s and loved it, and now I get to use it and love it. So I feel like this is a very specific bag for a very specific person. Has a leather strap and a snap closure. Inside it's fully lined like the straw purse. I gasped when I saw this. So fun, so weird. My aunt and I have very similar personalities. My mom is the oldest and she's, you know, very sort of type A, high anxiety kind of woman. And then my aunt and I are both more go with the flow sort of people. And we both love fashion and weird fashion. So I was very honored that she chose to give this to me after she loved it for so many years. Now my brother gave me a couple of things for my dogs, and one of my favorite items that he gave me are these. And I laughed to see that he left the price tag on. It's very my brother to be like, these were $18, so I hope you appreciate them. Let's see, though, what my dogs think of these freeze-dried minnows. So, 1 second. So this is who you hear snoring in most of my videos. And let's see what he thinks of the freeze-dried minnow. Chew it, baby. Definitely has his stamp of approval. Let's see what his sister thinks. This is his sister, the You Pity Super Mutt. Oh my god. So I didn't capture it on film, but she took it and she ate it in 2 seconds. So, needless to say, freeze-dried minnows, I think, huge success. They smell so vile, but my dogs love them, so I'm just going to have to put up with it. And the last few things are things that my fiance got me. So first off, he got me 2 of my very favorite luxury products that I haven't repurchased because they're on the pricier side. So one is the Costco size of the SK2 Essence and the By Terry Baume de Rose lip balm. I ran out of the SK2 Essence, and then I've been trying some dupes that are not bad, but they're not quite the same as the SK2, so he got me the Costco size, and I love that it's not glass. I know some people like that the glass is a more luxury feeling product, but I'm not afraid that this is going to fall on my sink and smash into a million pieces. And I love the pump. And then the By Terry Baume de Rose is one of my favorite lip balms ever. If you watched my lip balm video, you'll know how much it pains me that this is so expensive. I have had my other one for over, I think, 2 or 3 years. Maybe even more than that. I don't know. Time is an illusion. I'm still honestly working my way through that one. But he got me another one for to keep either in my bag or my bedside table. And I love this stuff so much. It's very healing. I love film photography, so he got me a bunch of different film to try out. I use an Olympus one, a vintage Olympus camera, and it's just a hobby, but I really enjoy photography, so maybe I'll flash some of my photography on the screen. He got me a t-shirt of my favorite F1 driver, Charles Leclerc, and before anyone called me a fake fan for liking Charles only because he's beautiful, he is beautiful, but I have been following his career since F2. He was the first rookie that I really ended up honing in on because of how incredibly he performed in his F2 championship season. And, you know, the 2022 season was so devastating to me. Charles' F2 champion season was the first F2 season that I watched, so I will always have a special place in my heart for Charles, and I will always root for Charles. Charles for 2025 world champion. This coming season will be very interesting. This is probably my most favorite gift of all. These 2 little marimo moss balls. I love these little guys so much. They're so fun. I really want to get into aquascaping. I love plants and taking care of plants, and aquascaping is something that I've been researching a lot. And my fiance did an amazing job picking these guys out. They are, tested for zebra mussels. They're from a small family business aquarium, and I don't know, when he gave these to me, I was just overjoyed. I had stayed in my grandfather's old house. My grandfather and I were extremely close, so it was kind of an emotional Christmas. I ended up stumbling upon some of his old World War II memorabilia, and I took it because the person who's living in his house right now isn't, the most clean, or I think, not necessarily he's disrespectful, but I wanted these items to be safe because they were his dog tags from when he was stationed in the Philippines. And, I found the album that he carried on his person during the war with photos of my grandmother. And there were some boxes of things that he had set aside for me that I ended up taking. He passed away 2 years ago. And we were extremely close, and I still think about him all the time. So I named these little friends after my paternal grandmother and grandfather, because they were always together, and now they can be together again in my little aquascape. So I love them so much. It was so thoughtful of my partner to not only get them for me, but to really go the extra mile and source them responsibly, and making sure that they're not damaging the environment. It's little things like that that make a gift really special, in my opinion. And on that kind of sappy note, I'm going to wrap up. Those were all the gifts I received for Christmas this year. As always, I'm so grateful to be receiving gifts at all. So the fact that they're so meaningful and thoughtful and things I will actually use, it makes me really happy. So I hope you all had a wonderful holiday, and I hope 2025 brings nothing but prosperity and happiness to you. And I'll see you in my next video.